write about it? Well, there's a little story about this, and this is Eduardo the elephant. Eduardo the elephant. And Eduardo was new to town, and he came to town and he started living in our part of the jungle, and he was grazing out in town. And all of a sudden, Biku the bear came along, and Biku the bear came along and bumped into Eduardo, bumped right into his trunk. And said, and it was dark, it was already nighttime, and he said, "Who is this?" He said, "Oh, it's Eduardo. Well, pleased to meet you." And he reached out to shake his hand, but he grabbed his trunk and he shook his trunk. And he thought to himself, "Wow, that's a big snake. I just met a big snake and his name's Eduardo." So he wandered off in the dark as he was going to a party at Clyde's house. His birthday party for Clyde. This is Clyde here. Then came Tilly the tiger. Tilly the tiger came running up. It was dark. She was late for the party. She came running up real fast. She bumped right into Eduardo also, but she bumped into his ear. She said, "What is this palm tree doing here? I didn't know there was a palm tree here." And he said, "Oh, I'm Eduardo." And she said, "Well, pleased to meet you, Eduardo. Well, I got to run my party." And she took off until he ran off to the party, and she thought, "Wow, Eduardo the palm tree, pretty cool guy." She went off. And then finally, Mr. Big Cheese. This is Mr. Big Cheese. He's the mayor. He's the mayor of the whole town. And he's risen to power because he's very benign overlord. He came running along, and he bumped into Eduardo's leg. Right into his leg. Mr. Big Cheese said, "My gosh, you put this big oak tree here. This oak tree wasn't here yesterday. It's dark, I can't see what's going on." And Eduardo says, "Hi, I'm Eduardo. I just came to town." And Mr. Big Cheese says, "Well, good, well, vote for me next time. I'm late for this party, I gotta run off to the party." So he runs off to the party too. And then finally, Clyde comes. The party's for Clyde, it's his birthday. He doesn't know it, it's a surprise party. He's wandering home, he's swinging home through the brush and all that. Anybody know what Clyde is?
Orangutan.
Yeah, an orangutan, that's right. Yes, you guys got it. He bumps right into Eduardo's butt. Boom, like that. He said, "My gosh, there's a rock right in the trail. What is this big rock doing on the trail?" And Eduardo says, "Oh, my name's Eduardo. I just moved here." And Clyde said, "Really? Well, pleased to meet you." And he went walking along, and he said, "Wow, a talking rock named Eduardo. That's amazing." Still in the dark, he's wandering along, and he gets up to his house, and they have a birthday cake for him and candles on it. And everybody says, "Happy birthday, Clyde. It's your birthday." And Clyde's so excited. He says, "Oh, that's great. It's my birthday." He's about ready to blow out the candles. He says, "Hey, did you guys see that new rock in town named Eduardo?" And Mr. Big Cheese says, "That's no rock, that's an oak tree. That was Eduardo the oak tree." And Tilly the tiger says, "No, that was a palm tree. That was Eduardo the palm tree." Billy the bear says, "No, man, that was a snake, Eduardo the snake." And they got in a big argument about it. They each one thought they were right. They were around the birthday cake, and Clyde had taken conflict resolution. And he said, "Well, you know, maybe we need to get to the source of this. Maybe we ought to all go down and meet Eduardo together." So they took the birthday candles, and they each took a candle together, and they each carried a candle down to Eduardo. And they had enough light with all their candles that they saw that Eduardo was an elephant, huh? You guys probably figured that out already. And he's got a trunk like a snake. He's got ears like palm trees. He's got oak trees for legs, and he's got a rock butt. And he said, "Hey, I'm an elephant." And lo and behold, each one of them was right. They just thought that they were the only ones that were right because they had a different perspective. So they were so happy they were all right. They got their conflict resolved. They went back to Clyde's house, and they invited Eduardo along too. And they had birthday cake and had a big celebration. That's it.
Thank you. It's amazing how we all can look at something and see it differently, but then all be right. It's amazing. All righty, well, we're just about ready for our children to finalize the singing.